See if we can get some video. There we go. So it's the second count of the Omer. I had some problems with it apparently yesterday. I'm not sure how the program works in regards to the recording, because the update pretty much took out features. So I found an older version and uninstalled the newer version and installed an older version, and just trying to get some of the features that I had before, which they closed down. So of course I need to set up all the things again, but there was pretty much problems in regard to the update anyway. It's funny that it just turns things around, but of course there's no place to actually adjust, when it actually begins to turn around, how sensitive it is. At least I haven't found the place. I don't think there is any. Of course, if you have an open system, you can do it, I think, regards of they have the features there, but there's a lot of the features that is not in the lock system, even if it shouldn't be that difficult to actually fix. But I don't think it's actually in here. Need something in regards of, I have the other glasses. They're a little more powerful. But sadly, it turns around all the time. Sadly, what shall we say, walked on them this day, so I broke them on one side and I've had to glue them, so that's a bad sign. But they really, in regards of being cheap glasses, they really kept very good until I, pretty much walked on them. And that's why I have cheap glasses, because it's a lot of money to walk on your, so it's just much easier to have some cheap glasses. And when you do a thing like this, you don't really have to have feel bad about it in some sense. I think that's pretty much so. In regards of, it's the second Omer now, and I had a little in regards of calculating. Now I actually made some videos in regards to the Passover I kept, but sadly now it does it again. That's just annoying. Again, I have no idea if just see if we can get it to just see. I'm still not doing it. There we go. Okay, so around here, would be a little, if it could have been a little less sensitive in regards of when to actually do it, that would have been nice at least. Let's see, just getting some. There we go. Let's see, 2 seconds. See if we can place that there. I'm still making. See if I can actually get the camera on instead. Yep, and turn it around. Would actually be nice if it could just record with the camera and then. This is fat. Sadly, I put too much in it. I should have put less in it. But this is the bone broth of lamb. So, but in the beginning it was a little over the top, and it, I had this. I was thinking of, when it dries up, this lamb fat, that I can take it off and use it like cosmetic, I guess, instead of eating it. But doesn't really taste much of lamb, but a lot of the things that I bought, I don't really think is actually that bad in regards of tasting like lamb. Here we go. Here we have some lamb fat, and as you can see in the bottom, it's pretty much solidified, and it's not solid up here, but it will come as it goes. I have a glass here which is pretty much solid now, and yeah, just be aware in regards to the kitchen. It's looking horrible, but that's how it is, you know. I'm going to zoom in a little. Here we go. I do want, okay, it has like a, okay, but so this is and you can see a little image on the top right that is in regard to the Passover. I need to upload those videos because, you know, I don't really want to have them. It was just in regards to the Passover. So, but this is like the lamb fat, and yeah, looks pretty good, and it doesn't really taste like yeah. It doesn't really have that much taste of lamb. I would have thought it would have tasted more like lamb. It tastes more like, I guess, in regards of, you know, actually, I put this on, you know, cracking bread, or what is it called? Unleavened bread. And, you know, which are really hard. And it just, you know, you know, with some salt on it as well. And it was like in regards of unclean pig skin, you know, when you have the, you know, I ate that when I was, you know, in my youth and all that, you know, that's pretty, you know, being a Danish person, that's some of the things that we eat a lot of in Denmark, even if it's unclean. But this pretty much, you know, with the lamb fat and some salt and this cracker thing, pretty much you know, tasted like, you know that. This is from my last batch in regards to the broth. This is, you know, you can eat it, but it doesn't really taste of anything. It's like 48 hours, a little over 48 hours, and of course it closes my video down, which is also very annoying, you know. And that's the thing, all these automatic little things in regards of a mobile, you know, it just gets annoying, you know, and taking down the volume when you put in the jack stick, it's very annoying. Then it just lower the sound. I'm like, you know, and give warnings about it. I hate these things, you know. It's just very annoying. Anyway, that's from my first batch in regards to this thing. So this is what is left after I fix it off and use some, not sure what it's called, but I have like, where is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's water on the floor. I use like this to fix it off and all that. Still have some practice, and I'm still a mess in the kitchen, to say the least, you know, and it is a mess in the kitchen, you know. These I have in regards of looking at some of the data, so that is not in regards of just because I'm, but yeah, it's a little messy in the kitchen. It's maybe a little more than a little. Anyway, that's just how it is, you know. So we still have in regards of the lamb. Now I did have a little lamb in regards to the Passover, and I couldn't really burn it inside, so I think I had 200 grams left or something like that, and I put it in the, you know, and I had a very hard time because it was good meat, you know. I think I was around 200 grams or something like that left, but it says in the Torah that you should burn it, right? You know, so I threw it out, but I guess maybe it's to actually, you know, I guess maybe that's some of the experience in regards of burning the rest of the lamb, which is actually good meat and all that. I would guess that the Israelites might have had it in regards to the same, having eaten all this and then actually having to, you know, burn it, you know, which they actually could have, you know, hidden away to the next day if and so forth, but they had to burn it and all that. It's to be done away with. So I really felt bad about that, you know, but I guess there's something in regards of maybe some teaching in that, I guess. But this, you know, can pretty much be eaten. There's some, you know, there's the bones after it, you know, it's pretty, and it looked pretty good after 24 hours. There seems to be, you know, the, I think it's called cartilage or something like that, seemed to be pretty done, you know, fixed out in the soup at that point. I did take some of these after having, you know, after having slept. I took some of the bones because that was too much anyway. So, and I did that last time as well. Taking some bones up and eating it, and you know, they're pretty, you know, they're pretty well done. And put some salt on it as well. And I'm not sure how many hours that went, but it was what, you know, after sleep, maybe 8 hours or something like that, maybe a little more. I don't know. Or maybe a little less, I don't know, but in any case, you could see there was still these things, this cartilage or whatever in regards to the bones. It was pretty soft, but it was not done, that's for sure. I'm not sure in regards if after if 24 hours is enough to actually do it with these lamb bones. You know, cow bone seems to need more, at least, to get it all. I think it was like after 24 hours, and I was still finding a little on the bones. Let's see if we can get into that again. But, you know, of course, this is a sheep, and a sheep being smaller and all that, it might actually, you know, take less time. It doesn't really. Oh, I've turned it off. Why have I turned it off? Let's get some power on it again. And again, this is fat, sadly, because the fat goes, you know, to the top. And then when there's too much, you know, things in it, you know, I didn't really take into consideration that it actually lifts up when it begins to heat. And when it begins to lift up, of course, it, you know, will spoil out of the whatever it's called in English. There's so many words I really, you know, are lacking of. But as you can see on the top, I've already taken some of the fat. Actually, the little glass that I showed you, this glass, is actually from the second batch. And the big glass is from the first batch. But I had to put the first batch, which is here in regards to the broth. And you have to fix it in to make the fat become you know, become solid, so you can take it off. That's the way that I have done it anyway. So when it's solid, you can, you know, you can just take a knife around the thing and lift it up, and then you can fix it over in a, or actually put it over in this one first, and heated it up. Because there was still a little water in regards of it, and actually seems I got the water out of it, as you can see at the bottom, because sometimes water will fix in the bottom, as you can actually see here, I guess. I think that's like water or you know, fluid, you know, in regards to not being fat. And it seems that I actually have succeeded in regards of this. Come on, don't turn off the camera. So I'm still having some good meat here in regards of lamb hearts. But anyway, and some more kidneys and some more hearts. But it tasted pretty texture. I really, you know, that's, you know, I like those, you know. The liver was a little, you know, I burned it, not burned it, but I think I gave it a little too, actually the other one I seems I gave it a little, it was, yeah, I don't know, but of course it was eatable, so it's not that bad. But you know, I made too much meat at Passover. I made like 600 grams of liver and a heart and 2 kidneys, and you know, I'm not sure how much meat is actually in or did I make, no, I made one lamb heart and 2 kidneys. Yeah, okay, so it would have been around, let's see here how much grams there is here. That's 400, that will be 800 then. And then the kidneys, how many? I had 2 of the kidneys. This is probably more than 2. Yeah, this is double, so let's see here. So I need to fix that. So that would be 900 grams of meat. Around 900 grams of meat I made. And I just, the last around 200 grams I just couldn't get down. So anyway, so in regards of I'm looking into in regards of the milk here and milk products and all that. You know, you have some with bacteria in it in regards of, and buttermilk. This is the best buttermilk you can buy in Denmark, as far as I have tested. So I'm looking into this. This is in regards of the different protein, but I haven't really been able to find like, you know, one of those with, you know, more fat in it. But anyway, looking into it, and of course I can contact them as usual and have a talk with them and see if they, you know, because as I understand it, this is actually like a mini milk, and mini milk is like, I think there's some unnatural things going on, and we want to have the most natural product, as you know, as far as we can get. But I was thinking, if I'm going to drink milk, you know, maybe I can drink some with some good bacteria in it. I have made my own kefir in the past, which was pretty good as well. But it still has a little alcohol in it. But in regards of things, you know, things in regards of kombucha and what is it called? Oh, I can't remember all these things. You know, when you make, I tried sauerkraut. Yeah. I've tried different things in regards to sauerkraut and other things, and the kombucha and milk kefir and water kefir. And the only thing of all those 4 things that actually was positive, because the other ones just made my things worse, that was actually milk kefir. It was that seems to be actually the one that so that would be something to try out again at some point, I guess, if. But I'm still, you know, doing in regards to different kind of foods and all that, and trying to get back to what, you know, the old women knew in the past, when they actually, you know, the thing is, women are the one that, you know, bears the children, so it's actually more important for them, as far as I can see, to actually know things in regards of, you know, nutrients. But of course, women now go into the workplaces and they know zero about good food and all that, and thereby their health and their children and their husband suffer, and we become sick and we die before our time, and it just, you know, makes more stress in the life and the family, and, you know, it just makes a mess, you know. So of course, women, get back to the kitchen and don't complain, you know. That's the place for you. And regards of getting a healthy body instead of going out on the work market, you know, and stressing, and, you know, there's so many things. It just goes to, Satan really have done us in, you know, on so many levels. So anyway, this is my glass of broth. And it looks a little, that's actually cacao. It doesn't look that good, but you know, doesn't really, you know, when you're testing a lot of things, you're testing a lot of things, you know, and that's just how it is. But this is cacao, which is pretty much in the glass, you know, the powder form, without any sugar and all that, and it has a way of sticking to everything. Still a little hot, and there's some fat in it as well, but this is like broth. And again, it doesn't really taste much in regards of lamb, and I'm actually a little disappointed about that, because I am getting used to the taste of lamb or sheep, and there's just not really any, you know. I don't, maybe I'm just getting used to it or something like that, but I couldn't really taste the lamb in any of it. Maybe I don't know why they were not tasting more like lamb, but last time I did it, I remember, you know, bought lamb, you know, I remember tasting the lamb, you know. And of course, you know, I remember not actually liking the taste of lamb, so that would be a positive thing in the past. But now that I'm getting more used to the lamb, I'm a little sad that it doesn't really taste more like it. I think last time I concluded that the liver was actually the least tasting of lamb, and then the hearts and the kidneys was those tasting most like lamb. But you know, it's a little long. You know, I guess it's around a year ago or something like that. So you know, and then the memory has a way. I found out, you know, it seems like when you're learning something new, something else goes out. It's really annoying. You know, in the past it wasn't really a problem because I hadn't really, you know, filled the cup. But it seems I have filled the cup now, and thereby when you know, put more in the cup, it just seems to flood something else out of the cup. It's very annoying, you know, but, you know, hopefully, you know, getting in the right direction of truth and health and all that was really, you know, the stupidity of using so much time in regards of finding in regards of good nutrients and health and food and all that to try to regain your health, you know, which they probably just knew in the past in regards of the women, you know, making some good nutrition and having like a farm, or what is it called? There's another word for it, you know, having things, you know, having chickens and cows and sheep, and well, they, you know, in Denmark they had pigs, but you know, pig is an unclean animal, and so. But it's just, what is it called? Homestead, I think it's called. Homestead, where you're just a little closer to the things. And you have, you know, using every part of the animal. And by using every part of the animal, they would also have been getting more of the, what is it called? The things that gelatin is made of. I think that's like 3 things in regards of, you know, making healthy bones and all that. Let's see if I can find it. Didn't I have it like a Google search? You know, let's see. Oh, it seems to be growing. And here we have collagen or gelatin and cartilage. The difference between them, I was trying to find out here. That because gelatin is the cooked form of collagen. So, and what is cartilage? This cartilage, let's see here. Our skin, gut barrier, bones, connective tissues, cartilage, and joints all depend on collagen to be healthy, strong, and flexible. I'm not sure what. Again, I'm something to read more on. That's the reason why I have it. But I think I'm getting closer to the ideas that in the old days, you know, they just, you know, they knew how to make good food that would, you know, because of course it was a matter of survival as well, right? But in our days, we just have, you know, when the women fled the kitchen, and we pretty much let them, I guess, flee the kitchen, well, then all these information, all this knowledge, you know, just ran out the kitchen as well, and thereby we gave it over to the industries, and the industries don't care about health, they care about money and sales and get you hooked on their products. And then we forgot how to make fat, which also has been demonized. And, you know, and then we began to use oils, which, you know, our forefathers didn't use. And yeah, there's more liver up there frozen. So I have enough liver for some time, you know, because you have to be, you know, if you eat too much liver, you will, you know, you will feel weird. So, you know, the vitamin A's, as I understand it, in the liver is you know, you can eat as much, what is it called? You know, in regards to the, what's it called? Those orange things. Carrots. Yeah, of course they found in other colors as well. But carrots is actually, let's get back to the camera so I don't need to constantly, let's see here. Oops. Constantly turn it on. There we go. Camera on. There we go. And then turn it around. It's a little dark. I could just, you know, get some lightning here. There we go. By the way, where's my cap? It'd be nice with my cap as well. No. I pretty much don't know where that is. It's always nice to have your cap. So there we go. It's So you have some light with you, always a good thing. And now it turns around again. So I'm trying to find out in regards of, regards of food and how they actually ate in the old days and so forward, and trying to find the spot, I guess. But it's taking a long time, and yeah, a lot of years. So there's like, I guess, nearly a centimeter on the top of fat, and I'll let it sit like for 24 hours more or something like that. It seems like, yeah, the time is not directly, I didn't start the time, so it's a little forward. So, but it seems like that actually around 24 hours might actually already be ready. But I let it sit like 24 hours more at least, So at least like, get, all of the things out. But it seems actually that 24 hours might actually be enough to get all the, most of the things out of the bones and all that. So, of course, the more you do it, the more you will, see how things go. Now, sadly, I don't know how to, maybe I can get that from the butcher, if I ask them, in regards of collagen, I think it was called collagen, right? Collagen things. If there's like, I don't know where collagen would be on a sheep besides in the bones. Of course, there's some in the bones that gets out in the broth. So the idea of getting the broth to more of a substance of, it's said to be in regards of the, of broth getting in the golden stage is to say that it becomes, what is it called? Like gelatin, weird, where it becomes, it becomes like a substance, when you put it in the refrigerator, and I think that's like the golden standard. I'm not sure if it actually became, no, it does. The first batch I've made here still seems to be watery. And as I understand it, the golden standard for broth is to have it like, it becomes like, what is it called? You see it somewhere like, just you can touch it and it's not really watery anymore. It's and that is said to be the golden standard of broth, but you need collagen, I think it's called, to do that or something like that. So like chicken feet is good to put in it as well to make it. And I've heard about some of the other I actually don't know if I actually deleted that pro. I had like this guy talking, and I probably have deleted that. I already listened to it twice, but there's a lot of information, and you have a way of also forgetting things. But let's see. See if I have it. No, I actually still have it. This guy at some point talks about the different foods with gelatin in it. Like he says, it's those food that we normally... I do wonder, a sheep does have ears, right? And there should be a lot of collagen in the ears. Maybe I can get the ears from the guy, from the butcher, something like that. I'm not sure how you could... but if you can put feet in the... you should be able to put ears in it as well. But the idea is to get all the collagen, I guess, into it and make a good broth. And then I guess, take a little day by day, probably freeze it down or something like that. I haven't really, again, I'm a mess in the kitchen, but I should be able, if I just get but there's a lot of things to research and my brain is filled and I'm just getting more handicapped, I guess, in regards of normal standard doing things. But the idea, I guess, is, making some good broth and then fixing it in the freezer or something like that. And then you can take a little out day by day and just getting a little... I've heard some actually also boil the broth a little down so it becomes more concentrated. Again, there's so many things, and factors and all that. But, if you could take a little broth and put it in the morning breakfast or something like that and get a little day by day, then you would get, those nutrients. And yeah, I'm getting. There was also something in regards of fish heads is said to be good as well. So if one could make like the supreme broth, let's see if we can actually get it to turn around. I guess in regards to the supreme broth would be some fish heads as well in it. Because it's said to come out some of the good things in the fish head to help your own body with these nutrients. And of course you have the, I guess you have the eyes as well in the fish and some of the other things, you know, some of the things that you usually don't really. So you might actually be able to get some nutrients at that point as well. Yeah. And then it could be nice just to store it in the, and take a little, and maybe, you know, when you make some eggs in the morning and then fix them up, and what do you normally, and maybe some of the black rice, and then of course some fats, either fat from a cow or fat from a sheep, or butter of course, or maybe a goat butter. I haven't tried goat butter yet, that could be interesting as well. And then of course salt as well, you know. And then maybe one could put some bone broth in that and mix it together with all the cholesterol from the, you know, from the eggs. Which of course you don't burn the eggs. You want the yellow thing to still be good, you know, and not hard, you know, fluent. So as I understand it, so you don't destroy the cholesterol. So, and you just mix that together, and that might actually be pretty good. I do wonder maybe a little, I have put a little tomato in it before, but there is sugar in tomato. But, you know, tomato is really, you know, tomato with eggs and all that, pretty good, you know. You can, you know, I bought some where the tomatoes are like already fixed and the skin is taken away. And they say there's some, what is it called? One of the guys talks about there's something in the skin that is not that good. In regards to tomatoes, lectins, I think it's called, lectins, and also in the seed and the skin. He says there's like lectins in it in the tomatoes. But you know, you can buy these things where the skin is taken off and it's just a bottle. I've tried that, but there's still sugar in it, of course, and but there's sugar in a lot of things, you know. But in any case. So I'm having a lot of these things fixed in my brain, and a lot of things, ideas and so forward. And I still, you know, I'm reading on the Roman gladiators as well, and they were eating or drinking this potion, this ash potion. So I've been thinking, okay, where can I find, you know, the thing that you can burn where there's the most minerals in? And I think that would be seaweed. So I'm thinking of making a fire, collecting some seaweed, different kinds of seaweed, because as I understand it, different kinds of seaweed have a way of getting different things, you know, in regards to minerals. And then pretty much just burning it, and then I have the ashes and some of the old, apparently different, you know, the Indians and I think it's the Okinavians that lives a long time as well, and what was it? Other places, oh yeah, of course the gladiators as well, have a way of, you know, drinking or eating this, you know, they are, you know, putting in the bread or salting with it, you know, mixing it with salt. And apparently the salt was costing money. I think it was the Okinavians that like put 10 to 1 in regards to salt. So when they were salting their things, they would, you know, have 10 to 1 in regards of it. And I was thinking of, you know, trying the same thing, but then, because every time you would use salt, then you would then get some minerals, I'm thinking. So that's something to try out. Yeah, something to try out, absolutely. To see if one can get more minerals in the system and all that. What was it? There was something more in regards of it. I'm not entirely sure how much it will be absorbed. You know, when you burn it and there's ashes, and how that will work. And I'm not sure how much you can actually. You probably can't eat that much. of it without. I've heard it's really based or something like that. I don't know. Have to try it out and see how that goes. Yeah, I know different other things in regards of where they used the seaweed for, getting nutrients in their fields as well in the old days. So, but again, in regards to the absorption, I'm not sure how much you actually absorb. But the thing is, in regards of eating seaweed, I'm not actually sure how much you actually absorb from the seaweed when you're eating it, because it seems like it's hard for the body to actually break down. So maybe I would, I'm thinking maybe it's easier for the body if there's only the minerals left in regards to the ashes. I don't know. It's just something to try out. As I understand it, but they were burning, they were getting the ashes from wood, as I understand it. So maybe there's, of course, difference in regards to the ashes in that way. But I would think that would be more trace minerals, as is said to be in seaweed. So if there's more trace minerals in seaweed, I would think that would be better to, use as ashes. I'll have to try. Oh yeah, I heard something in regard. Maybe that was the Romans actually. I heard something about in regards to their food habits. I think it was the Romans that actually used ashes to give meat a flavor. Using it for flavor. And I guess if everybody used wood to get heat in the home. Apparently have something in my foot that I just fixed my finger, so I'm bleeding. Great. Apparently something got up in my foot, and I pretty much just maybe I should stop the video then and just fix the problem. Apparently I walked into something, and then I fixed my finger hand to get it down, and apparently it just, I wonder if it actually went out at the same time, so it's somewhere on the floor again. Sadly, I think it seems like it's not there anymore. I think it was, maybe it was anyway, I'll fix the finger. Just a bad place to fix it, always a thing where it bleeds a lot. Yeah, it's just how it is sometimes. Let's see, get some water. Well, as they say, losing some blood is said to be healthy. Some say, at least. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's get some cold water on it. I guess it must be a glass or something like that fixed up in the foot. It happens sometimes. Let's put this over. Put it. I can open up here. There we go. That seems to work. It's around a centimeter. Has to have some ice and put it on. It should stop the bleeding. It goes quickly. Be right back. Great. Apparently, the stupidity of me, of course, you know, in regards of the eyes, I just put the thing of making ice into the freezer without filling it up. Yeah, that's very clever. Well, I have this. I guess that will do it. Hopefully, should stop the bleeding pretty quickly. It usually does in regards of getting totally ice on the place. Now, of course, this might not be, but it should be. I do wonder in regards to the glass in the foot. Hopefully, it got that out. I'm not. Wouldn't. It's really, you know, sometimes in regards of eggshells as well, you know, I had eggshells on the floor. I was doing this testing in regards to the eggshells. And by the way, if you're going to eat it, I wouldn't actually, I wouldn't suggest it. At least you really need it into a really, really soft powder. Because the thing that I did, you know, I tried to mash it down and all that, but that was apparently not enough. It was really horrible, you know, when it needed to get out. I do wonder how much damage it actually made going through the system. But in any case, you know, so just be careful about that. That's maybe not the best thing, you know. At least, you know, I read it on the internet that it was a nice idea to just fix the eggshells, because then you could, then you could, what is it called? Then you could get some cold calcium in regards to that. But the thing is, eggshells are very, very, you know, can be very sharp. And I don't know if that was an eggshell or a glass. It could be a both, you know. Sometimes it's, you know, you never know. You break a glass sometime, or, you know, eggshells. I've made eggshells at that point, you know, over at the table. Seems like it has pretty much stopped it now. Yeah, not totally, but let's get it, but it's nearly there. What's it called? Yeah, eggshells can, you know, can also go up in your foot, and, you know, that maybe it was an eggshell, or maybe it was a glass again, I don't know. Yeah, that's annoying when that happens. Should probably take my brush and just brush off the place or something like that, and you know, hopefully get off the. I usually had a robot thing that went around, and but the battery is, you know, I still have it, but the battery is down at the moment. You know, it's really bad how the batteries always die out. Oh well. Oh, it's a little. Oh, still bleeding. But it is getting better. So, I think it went out of the foot afterwards. So I pretty much just went all the centimeters, you know, in regards of it with my finger, and then it must have jumped out of it again. Of course, I don't feel it's in my foot at the moment, but I felt it like, you know, oh well. So, where were we? We in regards of broth and in regards of the seaweed trying to make ashes and all that. I don't know how much the body will absorb in regards of the, you know, of the ashes. And I'm still not sure if it's a good idea, but anyway, you know. But, you know, I guess we got some more dirt in the past in our food when we're actually making food out in the woods and all that. And maybe on the stoves, and I don't know, but it's you know, it's something to try out for sure. You know, I still don't know, you know, as I understand it, inorganic materials or inorganic minerals, we apparently have a hard, as I understand, a hard thing in regards of absorbing. I think it was like 4 or 5%, someone said, but I have to still read, you know, so apparently we still absorb some of it, but it's a lot harder to absorb apparently. So, but that is not to say that you don't absorb a little. And I don't know in regards to the ashes, because as I understand it, those minerals in the plants organic minerals, but I'm not sure if it becomes ashes, if it's still organic, or if it's just, inorganic. I have to find out about that. Another thing in regards to salt, I would guess, would be inorganic, right? But yet we use the salt to make the thing in the stomach acid thing, as I understand it. So if the body uses salt to make stomach acid, to make, strong stomach acid, I do wonder how, if it's only absorbing 4 to 5%, I'm not sure about that. That seems just a little, so anyway, something to check out. We're uploading at the moment around 200 kilobytes. I think I set it on auto beforehand, but I think I actually set it on high now to see. I'm not sure in the program. I'll check that afterwards just to see how much it actually would upload, because the last time I made a video it was like 30 kilobytes. So I do wonder how much, but even 200 kilobytes doesn't seem to be much in regards of the mobiles, because I still have a lot of bandwidth, and even running only 3G, which is the best in regards of radiation as far as I've found out. Oh, I'm still bleeding. That's true. Oh, well. It's better with ice, I remember. I had a problem where I was bleeding, and I was bleeding a lot in regards of after my operation. Pretty bad. I didn't think it was pretty good. I was bleeding a lot. But anyway, I found out a way to actually stop it after a long time. I don't know how much blood I lost, but it must have been a lot. But again, and some say it's good, and it's not bad to drop a little. But in any case, at least some say, in regards of living longer and all that. Anyway, so I remember taking some ice and putting it directly on the spot and just, pretty much stopping it at that point, and it wouldn't really stop, it just continued to flow beforehand. Just some ice, just some directly ice put on it, and it just stopped it, just an ice cube, and fix it on it and just stop it like nearly instant. And again, this is of course not directly ice, but it's the best that I have at the moment, because I was stupid not to put ice cubes in the thing, in the ice cube maker, or whatever you want to call it. I just put it in there, I didn't think I would need an ice cube, I think that was the why that I just put it in there, so I knew where I could find it. And then of course I've forgotten about it. It's pretty much only in the summer you need ice cubes, and actually I need to buy me some new because it's actually broken. So okay, let's give it some. Yeah, I guess I have well, it's still going a little, sadly. But it's that place, Of course, you can just take some electrician tape. I remember that was the thing you did when you're out as an electrician. Just take some electrician tape and just put it on there, and then it's fixed. You can go on working. I guess, it's pretty much worked pretty good for me in those ways. Yeah. Keeping bleeding. Let's see what we can find. I think. Hopefully I'm not. Bum. And probably the thing that I cut myself on is somewhere on the floor. Yeah. Let's see here. What do we have here? We have like a plaster. Oh well. What's the clock? 20 o'clock, and we're on the second day of the count. I pretty much got that fixed yesterday. Where are my? Well, there's some. Didn't I have like there's like a whole set of different things in this. I think I had like there we go. A whole package of things here. Just need a small one. Oh, it's pretty much filled. That's a small one. Yeah, well, maybe it's a little too small. Yeah, it seems a little too small. Do I have a little more, a little bigger? Maybe it goes on to still small ones. Don't they have like a... There we go, maybe. That seems a little too big. Oh well. Let's try that. Stop bleeding. Uh-oh. I think did I break it? No, I didn't break it. Okay. And there we go. And let's just, there we go. Hopefully it will then stop afterwards, but there we go. Getting around there and uh-oh. There we go. Whoopsie, here we go. Well, as far as it goes. Hopefully it will work. Oh well, keeping it in the, keeping the stuffing. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, you know, the electrician tape usually worked, you know, instead of all these other things, you know. Just getting some electrician tape so you could continue working because you didn't have time in regards of, you know, you need to have something fixed. Again, there's so many things to learn nowadays, you know. There's a lot of things in this bag, medic bag. There we go. Okay, that's probably the good. So, hopefully it will stay there. Yeah. So it's still bubbling. I think I should take it a little lower, but as you can see, it's bubbling. Sometimes I've had these things, and this was the last batch, or when I did it in regards of cow bones. And pretty much I've had it exploded at least twice. And I don't know why it explodes, but it's just still sitting there bubbling. And then it just explodes all over. It's like, you know, it comes up and just blow, you know, all over the kitchen. And I've tried that at least twice. And I don't know why it does it. If there's something with the bones or something like that. But I haven't had the problem with the sheep at least, so that's nice, you know. It haven't done anything of that sort. So, hopefully it will continue. Oh, I'm over here. Okay, that's the way. There we go. Now the camera is over at the right side. At least in regards of... So that looks pretty good. Just standing there cooking and brewing and all that. I guess it makes a little flavor in the household when doing that. I guess most people actually have something to take that out. I don't have that, and so that's. But of course, you know, I when I slept yesterday, last night I went up and opened some windows and all that at some point. Because it became a little, but it's not that bad, you know. It's not really that bad. But it can be, you know, you can smell a little of it. As I understand it, if you make a really good broth in regards of also some other things in it, you know, vegetables and all that, but I don't want the sugar in it, so I haven't put vegetables in it. But you can really make something that really smells nice, as I understand it. And make the whole house smell nice. So I guess there's a lot of options. Oh, it seems like the fat is The problem is around the stove is still hot, and thereby the fat is still, you know, not solid. But hopefully it will become pretty solid, so I can actually take it off, you know, and maybe use it for something like, you know, on the body or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to see. And you know, it would be sad to see it goes to waste, right? So for example, this is seaweed, and you know, maybe you could take that and burn it, right, and then use the ashes. The only problem with this seaweed is that there's a lot of you know, unclean animals on it, you know, on this. And if I actually go out in nature at spring in regards of the seaweed, there's not that much things, you know, things on it and all that. Maybe it's not really a problem after you burn it all, I guess. Maybe the fire purifies the things, I don't know, in regards of, you know, unclean animals. I don't know about that. You know, we don't want to have any unclean animals, right? So I don't really have that much more. Hopefully I'm not going to, you know, put my foot on something else. Very annoying. I just felt like that I had something in my foot and I wanted to remove it, and then, you know, apparently it was not going to go out before it made made some damage. Oh well. So that's pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. And I'm reading. Oh, there's blood as well. Oh, it's blood. Oh, it's a pretty color. Looks pretty good in regards to the color of the blood. Looks healthy, at least, it seems, you know. So that's you know, not too black. Pretty lively color of red. There we go. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So I'm researching some more in regards of health stuff and listening to things and all that, and getting a lot of things, you know, in regards of what to try out. And I must say, I don't, you know, in regards of the eggs seem to, you know, not be that good to actually take. It was really, what shall we say, crunchy when it was going out as well, and it was really hurtful actually. And I'm trying this product from Longevity, which is, you know, in regards of the bones and all that, because I'm having issue in my joints and all that now. After I broke my knuckle, apparently I broke the bone, you know, the bone here, so it actually became shorter, and apparently healed up shorter than it's, you know, at the other one. So if you look on the, you know, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it's like actually seeming lower than than the little finger, where the other one, you can see that's not the case. I'm not sure if you can, you know. But anyway, so after like a month after that, I began to have, you know, after the worst pain was gone away from it, which, you know, it's just, I didn't really think it was broken. I didn't really realize it was broken. But of course it was a little difficult to actually go in the bathroom and, you know, trying to, you know, hold the, but, you know, it's, you know, just not that, you know, I just didn't realize it was broken before later on, thinking maybe something is wrong, and checking the internet, I was like, maybe it's actually broken. And, you know, I don't really like the doctors, you know, those white coats murderers. I don't really have that good experience with these guys, you know. So, but I went and, you know, he told me that, you know, it's, yeah, just I got some bandage and then was sent home, and again it's it's not good. What is a bandage going to do? I already walked around with it for, you know, I don't know how long it was, but apparently it was long enough to actually beginning to regrowth, sadly. So, but anyway, so I'm trying this thing, and the problem is, of course, I've probably taken a little too much, but it just says 1 spoon a day. But I think it actually does a little of the same. It's not like bleeding like when in regards to the eggshells. It actually, I was bleeding with the eggshells, and again, the eggshells can be pretty. You know, you can, you know, they can be pretty sharp, you know. But I tried. I thought I had, you know, pretty much fixed these eggshells down to a good size. But apparently not, you know. And I know you can get one of these coffee grinders that can actually fix it even more, and maybe that then it will work out. I don't know. But I had mixed it in some meat, and you know, I had eaten that, and but again, it was a pretty terrible experience going to the toilet, and I don't know if I, you know, I do wonder if it could have done damage in regards to the inner parts. Hopefully not, but it did hurt getting it out again. So I wouldn't suggest that to anyone. At least you need to really grind it down in regards of maybe a coffee grinder or something like that, because the size that I did, it was not enough for not having some issues. But this thing in regards of calcium thing as well, seems to, it's not like it's bleeding or anything like that, but it does seem to have some pain in regards. So I do wonder if there's, so I was actually looking on the internet, and I found out they actually have made a product that is actually liquid instead of powder. You know, if you're looking into this, it's actually just powder. Where we go, there we go. You can see it's just powder, you know, yellow powder, and you know, it doesn't taste bad, but you know, you get used to it. Like vanilla or something like that. So it's not bad, but I like the other product better in regards to the vitamins. You know, that's terrific. That's as good as juice or something like that, you know. So, but this seems to actually, there seems to be something in regards of this. But again, I've probably been taking a little too much, as I did with the vitamins. It went very quickly in regards of getting the vitamin. You know, it's just tasty. You know, it's very tasty. And I, you know, thought, you know, maybe it would actually. Oh, by the way, the other thing was in regards to this. There's like vitamins, you know, in powder, but it actually tasted pretty good. You know, it's also from Longevity. I have another one here. That's like it's very expensive, you know. So I was looking. Yeah, I'm still looking for. At least, you know, if I could find something that maybe could, but maybe not. This is the oil thing. In regards to the oil thing, ultimate EFA thing, and of course it's probably the other way around. But it's like it's actually a pretty good size. But I need to check in regards of they're using gelatin. And the thing is, in regards of these gelatin, where they're getting the gelatin from, is it from pigs, or is it from lamb or cow, or, you know, and we don't want halal slaughtered either and all that. So I need to check about that as well. But, you know, it's just, I've tried these things out. And this one was, really, really tasty. But I think they have some cheaper, you know, in regards of the minerals. They're talking about that we are missing minerals in our diet, and it's hard to get them by the food that we are eating. So, but they have like some other things that is kind of cheaper than this one, but this one have the vitamins as well. But I think they have one where they only have the minerals in. But anyway, I didn't really have a problem in regards of the, but this one seems to give me a little problem in regards of going to the toilet. it does become white, you know. But maybe it's because I'm eating too much. Again, I am. It's just only one a day, and it's pretty. It's not as tasty as the other one, but it's it's not bad, and you get used to it and you get hooked to it in some sense. But I found out they actually have a fluid version, so that might actually fix that problem. In regards of maybe not being that crunchy in regards of going out or something like that. So that's I've been looking into that, and again also to try to see if I can I have after my bone broke, I began to have the pain that I still had over here, which after the first pain in regards to the breakage and all that, it began to just be another kind of pain, and that another kind of pain began to go over here, and then in my joint, and then the other joint, and then the worst thing in my leg joints, which is not getting better. It's not it's not that good. So I guess I'm on the road to getting or having some kind of issues in regards of my joints, and sometimes it's different where you can feel it like. But now of course I've been taking this. I haven't really. Maybe it has made a difference. I'm not sure, but you still have the issues. But maybe it has actually lessened the issue. I'm not sure, but. Because sometimes I had like also in the I can feel like the bones. It's really weird, you can feel the bones in some sense. It's really weird to and then you have this stinging feeling sometimes in the joints, and it's just and I just feeling something is going wrong. And it's not getting better, it's only getting worse. So that's really bad. Now, so I'm trying to see what I can do with that in regards to how can I actually support my joints and bones and all that. So yep, in regards to food wise as well, I'm getting a lot. I think I found some good information, but I've used years in regards to different things, tried so many weird things. But I think I'm getting hopefully in the right direction. And so I need to, in regards to the seaweed, burning the seaweed, some say it actually was used as well to make the bones stronger. At least that seems to be one of the things that these ashes did to the gladiators, was make the bones stronger. And who won't what do you call it? Who would not want their bones to become a little stronger, that doesn't seem like bad if it just need to take a little powder or something like that. But of course they as I understand it, they of course got their ashes from the trees. But of course if I'm burning with tree the seaweed, there'll probably also going to come some tree ashes into that. I might not be able to divide the ash. I might make a fire where I can put it in the middle or something like that, and then burn the seaweed in the middle. If it's still wet and all that, I'm thinking of just getting out there, taking seaweed, making a fire, and making a round. Maybe I can actually make a Y. What's it called? A Y? What's it called? U. Oh, U. Like a U. Like if I make a fire like a U, then I can put the seaweed in the middle of the fire and just put it in there, and then it will dry and burn in regards to the fire around it, and I would be able to make a pretty good pile of ashes, I would think, if I take a lot of it down on the beach or something like that. And then of course there would be some wood ashes as well, but it will probably a little hard to so that would probably also get some wood ashes into it, and that's probably good. I don't know. I'm not sure which kind they use in regards to the gladiators and all that. But yeah, something to try out, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then one can use it for the food, and mix it with some salt as well, and see how that goes. At least if you then did that each day, you would get hopefully some minerals. As I understand it, they talk about that, in regards of checking their bones, that they might have gotten at as less as 1 gram a day of these ashes. So if it's just 1 gram of ash each day, well, that's not much, I guess, in regards of fixing some salt powder on it. So anyway, it's a try, right? Yeah, and of course all the other things. But we are getting into spring, and as the seaweed usually don't have that much small animals and all that on it. If you actually begin to harvest in the late fall, as it seems like some of the seaweed I have, which I bought, seems to be harvested in the late fall, so you need to check the things. And usually I got some seaweed from, I think it's Iceland or something like that, and that's much better. Yeah, Iceland. They don't have any of these things on it, and they have a kind of thing where they also can fix it off, and it's just much better. At least if you want to use it as a snack, it's not really that thing you need to check the things as a snack. That doesn't really work. So anyway, I guess that was just a little one in regards of me. So some things to check in regards to these things here and there. There's lots of things to, but it seems like it's going in the direction of grandma or mom or something, maybe grandma, in the past, where they used the whole animal. They just didn't just throw out things, they used the whole animal. And that might have been a good idea in regards of keeping our body healthy. And they had, a stove, or, using fire, and they had ashes, and they were throwing the ashes out in the garden. Do we do that now? Nope. And the ashes are the minerals, as I understand it. So you're throwing minerals out in the garden, and the garden is where you grow your things, for food. And those are going to take up the minerals from the dirt or the earth, and then you eat it, and thereby you get the minerals. But you won't get the minerals if they're not in the earth. If the ground is depleted of the minerals, you won't get them, and thereby you will yourself become depleted of those minerals that you would usually get from the ashes that you throw out in the garden, and thereby eat the foods from the garden, or the animals maybe that is eating the food sources, the grass for example, and thereby they're eating the minerals and getting those minerals, and thereby you're eating the animal. It's just a whole cycle that we pretty much have broken down, I do wonder in regards to the poo as well. It seems like I saw this wonderful toilet where they have a toilet in the ground, and it looks like a standard toilet in some sense, but it has no flush. So what you do is to poop down the thing, just sitting on it as usually. And I just still wonder in regards of squashing, that seems to be the natural way of actually pooping, to squash is something like that in the system that actually unlocks the thing, so it can easily get the things out, the trash out of the trash channel. And so it seems like it's actually more natural to not sit on the toilet, but actually what is it called? Squashing, squeezing. What is it called? I can't even remember what it's called. But when you go down. But anyway, they had this sawdust, I think it was, or something like that. So every time they had pooped, they took a handful of this sawdust, which they stood behind it, like where usually the water is in a standard toilet. There was just an opening, and you can take this sawdust, and then you put a handful down in it. And apparently that made it like it didn't smell or anything like that. It just apparently it just made it into a thing to use in the garden. So you could just empty it and use it in the garden. It's just brilliant. I think it's just brilliant, just seeing the cycle of these things in regards of natural things. And they were talking about this new toilet where they that didn't sound that good. But again, in regards of technology actually making us, oh, it's so smart and all that. But again, it's taking the nutrients away from us, where it's destroying the cycle, I guess, so they wanted to make this toilet where you poop in this toilet, and then by using plasma, it will evaporate the poop, and then use the energy which is gotten from the poop by burning the poop or using the plasma. Apparently they getting some energy from the poop, and then using the energy to drive the toilet in regards of making the plasma thing. And that they were trying to go in that direction of inventing. But the thing is, I'm thinking, so you obliterate all the minerals and all the things in the poop that actually should be in the earth, fixing, what is it called when you're fixing, so I do wonder, it seems to be more like some kind of gold that you could actually use in the garden to, for your plants and whatever that's out there to, complete the cycle. If you just obliterate every poop and make energy out of it, you won't have that as, well, maybe you can use some of the animals, but I really like the idea of the last toilet they showed, where you have like this cycle, the people poop into this place, this container, and it becomes, what is it called? Gardening thing, when you, what is it called? I don't know. I'm missing the word. I'm sure you know what I mean, to fix in the garden, to fix the, and it actually didn't look that bad when he took it up, and he said it didn't smell, and the toilet didn't smell, and the things didn't smell, because I think it's in regards to the bacteria already fixing this thing already, and then it's just ready to get in the garden, the whole cycle of the design that God has made, and just, and we just tend to just, for example, in regards of burning wood, right? When we stop burning wood, we don't have the ashes, and the ashes are the minerals which we put in the garden. So the plants are sucking them up, and the animals eating the plants, or maybe we are eating the plants, directly and all that. But if you take the ashes away, you don't have any ashes to throw out in the garden. It makes totally sense. Like you break the cycle, and it will, of course, when you break the cycle, it won't show off, just of itself. Like, it takes some time before, the animals won't have the nutrients, and the earth won't have, actually, that the earth don't have the nutrients, and thereby the plants won't have the nutrients, and thereby the animal won't get the nutrients, and then we are not getting the nutrients, and then, then we're getting sick and all that. So it takes some stages, I guess, or some time before we actually find out, we don't have the nutrients anymore, because we don't throw them out in the garden anymore. Or in regards to the fields and all that. I remember reading in regards of using the seaweed to fix the fields as well, to get nutrients, minerals and all that, and in the field. And there's still a lot of that, laying on the beaches where, someone could use it, and yet it does just laying there, Yeah, so it begins to make sense, I guess, all these things. And why we're getting sick? Well, because we don't get the minerals. Our food is depleted, it seems. It doesn't matter what we eat. If all the things that we eat are depleted, and then we do these things where we hurt ourselves by eating the wrong food, it seems, and all that, and just mix the whole thing, and then we're going to the white coat murderers, and they give us drugs. It's just insanity, total insanity. It's like the sticker in the car. Oh, it's needing oil, it's a red lamp, and you just put a sticker over it, It's insanity. It's total insanity. And it's just a sick world we're living in. And then we're getting sick, and some people that are money hungry are, in this system, working the system, and they're not coming out and telling, it's just totally terrible, Money, 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 and it's terrible. And we're just getting more and more sick, And when we are sick, we have less time to read the Bible because something is wrong and we don't feel that good, and we're trying to figure out what is wrong. And then, of course, we go to the doctor and he gives us drugs, But you don't help a thing. It just, doesn't take away the issue. It just takes away the warning that the body is giving that something is wrong. It's just so terrible. It's just insane. Oh. It's, regards of, I don't know the English word, the symptom, you're treating the symptom, you're not treating the cause. You're blowing to the, what is it called? You're blowing to the, what is it called? When we have a fire, right? And then you have the smoke. You're blowing to the smoke and trying continually to blow away the smoke, yet you're not treating the fire. You're just doing, fixing the symptom away, trying to fix the symptom away, or, blow away the symptom in regards to the smoke, yet we still have the fire making smoke, but you're just removing the smoke by, it's totally insane, right? This is an insane world. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Anyway, I don't have much more, I guess, It's a sick world we live in, and so many people are sick, on different levels, Here and there, something breaks here and there, because it seems we are in need of the minerals, and we don't have the minerals, and thereby something breaks. Yeah. So I'm trying to get back to see if if I can begin to fix some minerals into the body so the body can fix itself. So that was the idea, I guess, in regards to trying this thing, and it, the guy that made it is a veterinarian, and I found out, maybe a year ago or more, something like that, and I pretty much, in some sense, I didn't give totally up. I never give up, in regards of finding out in regards of health and trying to solve my issues, but you have like where you have a period and then you get down and just let it have a break, and of course reading the Bible as well and trying to figure out and then you get another and then you get into the research and again, and then you get, and at some point I just found out, if, I'd rather go to a veterinarian than a doctor, than these so-called doctors, MDs, medical doctors, that just fixes drugs and all that. And I really didn't get further on that. I just concluded, looking at the things that they have for animals and how they treat animals, I'm like, that sounds much more humane, or whatever you want to use of word, than what we are doing to people. It's just, there's some really good products for animals, and I'm thinking, why don't we have that for, for people, But no, we have the drugs, It's just, so, in any case, so I found this guy that is actually a veterinarian. I'm not sure how I actually found him. How I actually, found him. But I found him, and apparently he was a veterinarian. And also a doctor as well, in regards of naturopath or something like that. And that seemed, they have a lot of good information making sense as far as I can see. So I tried the product, but very expensive. But I guess it's not, compared to the other kinds of drugs, out there. This is vitamins, so vitamins and minerals. So I guess, it's not actually that, that bad, I guess. If you need so and so much a day, I'm not sure how, but it's still, if you don't have that many resources, it's, but I'm just trying it out, and yeah, and trying and listening to these things. Let's see what I have at the moment. That I still have a lot of things on the computer, but at the moment I'm listening, and that's the thing. There's so much information in these days. Trying to figure out what, our people in the old days probably knew as standard knowledge, seemingly have been taken from us, and we are now getting sick on so many degrees. Let's see what we have. So, no, that's not. We have in regards to this. That was the guy, Dr. Joel Wallach. That's the guy that fixed the products. I have some in regards to the United States, in regards to the Declaration of Independence. It just was interesting in regards to that. We have some music. In regards of cavities, in regards, he's talking about in regards that usually, fix the things out and all that. And it seems like people that have a lot of cavities, well, that the issue is actually, might actually be in regards of minerals and all that. But I've just looked into that there's some guy that talks about there's like a bacteria or something like that actually makes these holes. And he says we can actually get them away. Then, of course, there's the other way, which they talk about in regards of getting the right food and all that, so the body can begin to heal itself. And that's very interesting. That's, of course, in regards to the woman here talking about that as well. And I looked in regards of I think it was a dentist that talked about that actually the teeth actually was like small channels, and it can actually go both ways. So I do wonder if, like, for example, if I have like a mineral thing like this thing, which have all the things in regards of, all the things in regards of bones and all that. I do wonder if the teeth actually could find out, oh, there's some goodies, let's suck it in. And then also in regards to the other way around, of course, from the body as well, getting, as I understand it, there was like a pressure from the inside getting, that could get nutrients out in the teeth. Must be on a very small scale in regards of the, but of course, it seems to be very complex the smaller you get, right, in regards to how things works. But I think I have like 3 holes. I think it's 3 holes, like there and there and there. And who knows if that can actually be fixed? If I guess if the the body can do a lot of things, and I guess if you give it the right material, I guess it might be able to fix itself, like the other issues that I now have. So I'm still looking into it. Like every time, it seems everything is going downhill. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. But still have hope. Hope is always a good thing. It might go a little low sometimes, but there's always hope. There's always light at the tunnel. Now, of course, in the end, we're going to be resurrected by Yeshua anyway, in regards of Jesus. So I guess this life is only for a time anyway, but, it would be nice to just live it a little without too much suffering, I guess, Let's see here. Well, this in regards of Ben Fuchs, he was talking in regards of these what was it called, in regards of eating these foods that have a lot of collagen in them, which apparently is what becomes the gelatin. That because gelatin is the cooked form of collagen, so I guess gelatin is just collagen. I guess the gelatin is mostly used from unclean animals, sadly, in Denmark, like pigs. I don't know if one can actually, there should be something in regards of cows someplace, I guess. I don't know, but I guess I haven't really done much research on it. But I remember the gelatin in regards of, I have this, I think well anyway. But of course, just would be nice to just get in a natural way. And, actually I liked eating the collagen on the bones of chicken bones, I've already been, I know people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. So people have said, are you eating that? And yeah, of course I'm eating that, It's a little crunchy, but it's pretty good. But apparently other cultures actually eat these things, So we have something in regards of weightlifting injury by Joel as well. The next one in regards of Robert is he is into mysticism. So that was I just needed to, in regards of garlic. He has some problem with garlic, and I wanted to look what he actually said, because I remember he talked about something in regards of garlic, and I'm still. It seems like when I'm eating garlic that my mind, pretty much goes off. So I remembered back in regards to the information that he gave about garlic. So I want, and it's not looking good, but I need to do, what do you call it? At some point I'll have to try to eat, where I'm off garlic and then go on garlic and see if I begin to have problems again, retrieving information from the brain, because that's the problem. It seems something is going wrong when having hard time to actually remembering and all that and retrieving the information. Anyway, so we have longevity in regards to the best kept secret. I've listened to that twice or something like that. Here we have in regards of cure for tooth decay and cure cavities and repair tooth decay natural. That's, again, I'm just listening to, seeing, some of the suggestions and all that, and hopefully getting in the right direction. In regards of cholesterol as well, and in regards of inflammation, and so forward. In regards to the hidden signs and systems of yeast overgrowth, which, I was drinking a lot of alcohol in the past, and I think I might actually have issues of those kinds. But okay, of course the doctors don't really, they really. Here in regards to the Constitution again, sugar the culprit, not cholesterol. And as in regards of, as I understand, the sugar actually in regards of what's called inflammation, I think. And of course, fungus love sugar, and I know I have problems with sugar. It's very bad. When I was only eating meat, I didn't have my one of my issues that stopped in regards of, but eating some sugar, oh, there we go again, So, and I think there might actually also be something in the meat, and I think it might be the zinc that actually is positive against it as well. Because it didn't really work out with like meat from chicken. White meat, it seems, didn't work, or fish or anything seems, but cow meat and sheep does work against it. So I'm not entirely sure what, there must be something in the meat that actually, but I've had other thing in regards of eating only meat in regards of my toe. So where it's something in regards to this, I'm not sure if it is if I'm not sure, but it feels weird in my toes. So you don't, yeah, which doesn't seem good. So I'm not sure if there's not coming blood to the toes or something like that in regards of eating too much meat. So I need to find these hot spots, I guess, in regards of, yeah, I'm still trying to do that. Yeah, if I can just narrow down this one thing that can actually not make things worse, but make it better, and just go by that, and just nail it. I don't care in regards of it, if I like the things or not. Just as long as it works. So foods that can cause inflammation. That is also in regards of Joel. In regards of best of dead doctors don't lie. I've pretty much listened to that before, but there's a lot of good information, and you just re-listen to it. I have a video of the Aviv, the Omer, the harvest, and the biblical New Year. I've seen that, but that's something I wanted to recheck, and I still haven't done that. Of course, there's different things in regards to the Catholic Church, in regards to Romanism and the Antichrist and all that. And then we have the Mario Joseph, who was a Mohammedan. Apparently, he seems to have converted to Catholicism, and it's like two sides of the same coin, So, it's just anyway. Here we have Genesis 1 in regards to modern Greek pronunciation. Here we have Martin Luther in regards to the Roman papacy and institution of the devil. I do wonder who, who Martin Luther thought about, the Roman papacy and the seat of the Antichrist, the seat and office of the Antichrist. Just read the book, and and of course, if you don't, just listen to the title, The Roman Papacy, an institution of the devil. Oh, did you get anything? Did that title, because apparently a lot of people don't know anything in our days about who the Antichrist is, or who the whore riding the beast is. That's my video in regards of feminism being promoted in an Anabaptist group, but I think YouTube removed that because I was replying to one of these guys in the Facebook group, and he didn't apparently like it, so he reported the video. So I downloaded the video before it was probably deleted. The Roman Catholic Church, that's from Walter Martin, which seems to have some problems anyway. Then we have in regards of Antiochus Epiphanes, in regards to the some of the prophecies in the book of Daniel. I was trying to find out how that worked out and all that. Oh, here we have the guy again, the Mohammedan. Then we have in regards from Joggler, the devilish popery is the last misfortune on earth. And he's reading some of the books as well. I do think there's some issue, but there's issues with everything. I guess you can find issues with everybody. We all had our, but as long as we're trying to find the truth. The papal ass wants to be lord over the church. And that's the, Luther called the Pope the ass, the ass Pope or something like that. If the Pope did not exist, the Turk would not have received such great power. Maybe the Antichrist is using the Mohammedans, The devilish popery is the last misfortune on earth. That is, in regards of the last Antichrist on this earth will be cast into the lake of fire by Yeshua. And he thinks himself the head of Christianity. Now, not only the head of Christianity, but also the head of all pagan religions, He is the king of heathendom, Pontifex Maximus, or the pontiff. Anyway, there's still a lot of things to research and all that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Well, I don't know if it's good, but hopefully, you know, I guess people can't run away from it, you know. If they are really honest about it, there's more and more things coming forward, so people, you know, people have to make a choice because it will become, it's becoming so evident that, you know, that you're going to need to take one side or the other, you know. It's becoming more clear and clear, you know, because a lot of the information that our you know, ancestors knew are now coming forward, and it's, you know, more and more, again, more and more is coming forward, more and more. Now there might not be that many people yet, but, you know, it's coming more and more, you know. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get some fire again burning, and not only the coals, hopefully we'll blow some air into the coals and there will come a fire. Well, so I guess, you know, well, Satan really has done us in so many ways. And I remember in regards of when I had contact with demons in my occult days, and I was asking this question in regards of why was all the bad foods, you know, the thing that was the tasty thing that, you know, that we, and, you know, I was told by this demon, which I didn't know was a demon at that point, that it was because we wanted the experience. Oh really? Oh really? We really want the experience of being sick and tired, and, you know, no way. No way, I don't think that. I think it's a satanic deception in regards of trying to make us think that we wanted that. And that, of course, goes hand in hand with other false pagan doctrines like reincarnation and all that. And so forward. I'm not going to go into that and all that, but the thing is, it seems like Satan have taken so much away from us. You know, the women don't want to be women anymore. They want to be men. Yeah, they're just so confused, you know. It's just, and, you know, feminism has just pretty much, feminism is Satanism. It's like rebellion, it's murder, it's hating of the man being the head of the family. But, you know, they want to be apparently the head of the family in regards to the women, but who wants to have a woman being the head of a family? You know, an emotional, unrational being, you know, that's not a good thing to have as the head of the family. So that's a lot of things. But then, of course, having taken the women out of the home, what has Satan then, you know, well, we don't know anything in regards of nutrition anymore, do we? Nope. We don't have time for making good food either. We don't know what is good and what is bad for us anymore. And we don't have time to find out because both parents are working and casting their children into the arms of the state. And who runs the state? Well, which city is the city that rules over the kings of the earth? Well, that's Rome. You might think that if we let the state run, you know, the teaching of our children, that it might actually go in the wrong direction. So let me ask you, how many people know who the Antichrist is in our days? Well, it's not that many, is it? So what have gone wrong? Because something must have gone wrong. Don't we have schools to teach our children the true history? Apparently not. Apparently schools are made for propaganda. Apparently, you know. Why are you teaching the children evolution? Is evolution in the Bible? Nope. Evolution is not in the Bible. Evolution is a pagan satanic lie and a deception. And yet, we are letting them teach our children, of course. We have been growing up, of course, with it as well, as the what do they call it, infallible truth, you know. But it's a lie, it's a deception. And now, of course, why don't we know who the Antichrist is? Well, someone is not doing the job, or maybe they are in regards for the Antichrist. Maybe they are working actually for, you know, the ruler of this world in regards of Satan. You know, so, you know, the priests don't say anything, the schools don't say anything or very little. You know, what is going on? So anyway, of course, it becomes more and more visible. So if people actually are looking for it, more and more people have found out things so they can help other people, you know, in regards to the information. Old books are getting, you know, getting in the public again in some sense, you know. If just one book survives, it can be spread all over, and there's no copyright on many of these old books. And we, you know, copyright is of the devil as I see it. And again, you know, I don't need all these new books with copyright on, you know, when you can get, you know, much more or much better material from books that are not copyrighted, you know. So why would I be interested in buying some kind of, well, of course, some books that have done research and all that. But we still have a lot of good books that are free in our days because the copyright thing is not there anymore. And that's the, you know, I like things when there's no copyright, because copyright is of the devil, and if there's no copyright, you know, everybody can do whatever they want with it. You know, they can speak it, they can, you know, do, you know, they can, yeah. There's no copyright lunacy coming and knocking you on the head and saying, you need to take that down, you know. Oh, you need to delete this, or delete this music thing, or this or whatever. Yeah, just, oh, give me a break, you know. The insanity of it all, you know. Oh, you can't use our material. Well, I think actually maybe it would be a good idea to take everything that is copyrighted and just away from the internet and just say everything that you put on the internet should not be copyrighted, you know. Just remove all the copyrighted things. We don't like it, you know. Just get it away so we the people can actually, you know, use the internet without being headhunted by someone saying, oh, this is copyrighted, whatever. I don't know. You know, it's just, you know, and of course, we also have the freedom of to express ourselves, right? So again, it's just, you know, when you're using something that is copyrighted, as I understand it, you're actually allowed to do, you know, if you're using it for news purpose or something like that. As I understand, there's some rules. But then, of course, you know, I don't know my rights in some sense. I don't know much of what rights do I actually have. Now, of course, many of the rights, I guess, in our days have actually been taken from us, I guess, in regards of these packages after 9/11, in regards of Terror 1 and Terror 2, and I think there's one more, and of course all the other ones, and, you know, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. They pretty much, you know, how are you ever going to be able to read all of those rules, and you know, they're just huge. And I guess that's probably on purpose, because then the people don't know the rights. Right, you know, it shouldn't be you know, it shouldn't be that difficult, should it? I don't know. It's just and of course all the money just ruins everything as well, you know. You know, in regards of people trying to deceive and lure you into their YouTube video, you know, trying to get a catchy title so the people will see it and, you know, then can get some money from commercials. Well, advertising is just, you know, mostly the advertising seems to be of the devil. What do you have in regards of advertising? Promotion of drinking. Yeah, right? Promotion of drinking, different, you know, beer and alcohol of different kinds. And what do you have more in regards of pagan movies? Promotion of pagan movies and promotion of, lustly things as well, sensual things and all of that, which, you're just getting all these things. And of course, you have all the candy and, sodas and all these unhealthy things is being promoted on the television and the internet. And it's like at YouTube, you have one commercial after another. And again, many of these commercials is just, I don't want commercials. Life is short enough, Get away from me. Oh, we just have 6 seconds here and 6 seconds there and whatever. And, in regards of, yeah, well, the 6 seconds and the 6 seconds and the 6 seconds, it becomes a lot of time each year, Yeah, that's me, an old grouchy man, apparently. But I just, this world is just, I think it's a mess. It's absolutely a mess. And oh, entertainment. We're just being distracted by the emperor's entertainment, so we don't find out what is actually wrong in this world, that the emperor is actually the Antichrist, the king, the Roman king, the man of 666, sitting in Rome on the seat that the devil has given him. But we never realize that because we have entertainment, we have computer games, we have the television, we have sport, we have the Roman theater, the Roman circus, the Roman arena, and we use so much time on that. And now, of course, because both parents are out in the work field, we have less time to actually studying the Bible. And actually less time for having a health, well, actually, in regards of destroying our health as well, because there's no one in the home doing the things that, secure a healthy family, in regards of healthy food, good food, buying the nutritious things. So actually, if you had chickens and, animals and a little, a place where you actually had more, natural things and all that, but of course, people don't have time for that anymore because both are out in the work field, right? And the children are just cast into the state's hands, I wonder what that was. Oh well. Seems to be some kind of meat. I guess it's from the lamb and all that. I must say it doesn't really taste much like lamb, that's the thing. I do want, I was very surprised in the first batch I drank in regards of the broth, and I was like, this doesn't actually taste that good. And it really, I don't think it really does, but of course, if you put some vegetables and all that in it, I think it could be a lot more tasty. A lot of some vegetables, in regards of, getting some taste in it. But again, I would have expected some lamb to be, tasted some lamb, and the fat as well, but it doesn't seem to taste the lamb, as I might actually need to have a real lamb or a real sheep, grown up. As I understand it, the grown-ups actually taste more like lamb. And maybe I should see if I could, oh yeah, by the way, I can try that, of course, because I actually had a place where I could buy a whole lamb, and I haven't done that yet. I got into some issues in regards of if it was actually halal slaughtered or not, but as I understand it, it's not. Of course, there was no certified halal slaughter thing, but he was starting out telling me that it was, but I think he meant in regards of, it's the same way we slaughter it, The only difference, it's, so I guess he was, thinking in that way. But as I understand it, they were not saying any prayer over it or anything like that when they slaughtered it. They didn't say a prayer to Satan when they slaughtered the animal. So anyway, yeah, curious how Satan is really, leading astray the people in our days, and we don't know, it's just, we're just oblivious to what is going on in some sense. And as usually, it's probably not something good. You know, we can find quotes that says, and that was actually, if I remember correctly, that was actually before Mohammedanism began to really, you know, where they were talking about that we control Mohammedanism and we will destroy the West with it. I don't know how that will, you know, but whatever is going on, it's not going to be something good. And it's not going to be something good. And well, I guess we will see what is going to happen in the future, but I don't think it will be good. So, and don't be fooled in regards of running to the Antichrist. You know, in regards of, they will say, oh, we in regards of Christianity and all that. No, that's Mystery Babylon, the great whore riding the beast, you know. Looking like the real thing, but not being the real thing, you know. They have that cookie Jesus. Nothing to do with the Bible, you know. Anyway, well, you know, it's just terrible. Let's see here. Catholic Church crimes, Nazi Germany, a creation of the Vatican, and it's Jesuit something. I think that's also in regards of Hitler actually being a good Catholic. And of course we have other sources that also points to that. But it was very interesting in regards to the reading of the book from 1942, I think it was. In any case, Hitler was a good Catholic. And about, the red lines, right? Getting the Nazis out and in safety to, for example, South America. So who was doing that? Oh, the red lines, the Vatican red lines. Oh, why would the Vatican do that? Huh. Well, and by the way, before the war, Germany made a concordance, or I think it's called concordant, with the Vatican. In 1933. Just look it up, you know. So we have a Catholic, well, we actually have more than one Catholic, of course, in regards of Germany, in regards of Nazism and all that. It seems like there was a lot of Roman Catholics in regards of higher positions. So it's not only Hitler, you know, but it's very interesting, isn't it? Why are we not allowed to hear about that kind, you know, that side of history? Of course, you don't seem to hear much about it, do you? That a lot of the Nazis was actually Roman Catholics. And that Heinrich Himmler, let's see, I think it's Heinrich Himmler, let's see, Heinrich Himmler. You know, there's a lot of things I didn't really understand in regards to, for example, I remember when they were running on Discovery, I think, in regards to where the Englishmen are fleeing and all that, and then Hitler just stops it. And they was just explaining that he did it because, and I've heard other excuses later on, but in regards to Discoveries at that point in my youth, said that he did it to show who was in control. So it wasn't any, you know, it wasn't the excuse that the army wasn't prepared to go on and you know, attack these Englishmen, which I've heard are late in regards of excuses. Oh, he did it because, you know, there was, you know, that they were tired and this and that. But in regards to Discovery, when I remember listening to this in my youth, they were talking that Hitler stopped it because he wanted to show that he was still in power. That was the excuse for stopping them at that point. And I'm like, okay, so you have the Englishmen fleeing and you're winning, yet you're, you know, you could pretty much have, if you had killed, you know, if Hitler or Germany had pretty much killed off all these things in regards of the English soldiers and whoever was there as well. I don't know if it, I can't remember if it was only the English, but if he had destroyed them before they could get over the channel, as I understand it, England would have nothing to defend themselves with. So maybe it was actually on purpose that these things was actually... and then having already 2 fronts opened in regards of England and Africa, he's opening another front in regards of Russia. And Russia is actually helping him. You know, he's getting support from Russia, and yet he's attacking Russia, even having 2 other fronts open at the same time. That doesn't make sense, you know. Maybe he was actually just a puppet controlled. I just, you know, there's something is really weird. Yeah, it was Heinrich Himmler. And Heinrich Himmler, in regards to the SS, which actually also means something in regards to understanding going back to Rome. But the SS was made in regards to how they were built up, like the Jesuits. They, you know, it's like the image of the Jesuits in regards to how it was. So why would they do that? Well, maybe because it was going back to Rome. Oh, again, why don't we know these things? You know, why are we not allowed to know? I do wonder if we can find anything in regards of Heinrich Himmler actually being a Catholic. Or something in regards of his, was it his uncle or his father or something like that. And he's called the Reichsführer. So let's see, Hitler was called the Führer, but Heinrich Himmler was called the Reichsführer. You know, you have to wonder, right? I think there's a lot of truth that is hiding away from us. Let's see if I had in regards of SS meaning. Oh yeah. Let's see here if we could find something, because I can't remember all the information in regards, but it seems like someone is hiding something. Let's see, Catholic. No, doesn't really come anything. But of course, it seems like a lot of the information in regards of Wikipedia is also censored by Catholics. Woo! Not a big surprise, I guess. So, you know, you're losing a lot of you know, the Catholics are just all over making their, you know, it's just sad to see how. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Heinrich Luitpold Himmler was born in Munich on 7 October 1900 into a conservative middle class, ready, Roman Catholic family. His father was Joseph Gebhard Himmler on 17 May 1865 to 29 October 1936, a teacher, and his mother was Anna Maria Himmler, née Haida, 16 January 1866 to 20 September 1941, a devout Roman Catholic. Yeah, and the same thing you see with Hitler, you know, his father and mother, devout Catholics. And what is the guy, the big guy that became pretty, you know, pretty fat with the airplanes and all that? He was taught in regards to, he was, as I understand, also a Catholic. So you have 3 of the top Nazis being connected to Romanism. Of course, and you can find a lot of, you know, there's huge amount of information, but it's, you know, it's seemingly being hidden away from us, you know. So there we've just found a little here and there, and that's even on the, oh, we have something in regards to, let's see, no, it's, Hitler appointed him Deputy Reichsführer SS with the rank of SS Oberführer. Oberführer, okay, Reichsführer, Oberführer. Anyway, Reichsführer. Heinrich Himmler, the Holocaust include. But anyway, there's something in regards to the SS meaning, something in regards that goes back to Rome as well. The Schutzstaffel, I'm not sure if it was Schutzstaffel. So Schutzstaffel here became the head of the Schutzstaffel or SS. I do wonder if that was the thing that I found in regards of the other. But Schutzstaffel, what does that mean? Let's see. Meaning, the Schutzstaffel was a major paramilitary organization under Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Nazi Germany. Yeah, okay, let's see here. The meaning in English. Maybe I could, let's see here. Well, definition and meaning. Plural. No. I'm not sure what it means, but if there was something else I found in regards of it that it might actually, I might actually have it up here. Let's see here, still open for reading. Must be one of these places in regards of it. As you can see, I have no trouble in regards to the connection, even running 3G, and I think I've set the program up to actually run the highest setting at the moment, which is that's in regards of Jeremiah. She had some good information, but I think there was another website where it, let's see if we turn it around, if we can actually get it to upload even more. Apparently it's downloading. Let's see. I do wonder why the browser doesn't really, just remember what you have, been doing, instead of needing to re-download everything. I think that's weird. I do wonder where it was in regards to the SS. Oh well, I guess I'll find it at some point in regards of it. The SS. I think there was, I found something in regards of going back to the, and I don't think it was Schutzstaffel. Well, I guess, sometimes there's two meanings to a thing. Definition of Schutzstaffel. I have the acronym SS. It means something like protection squadron, and the acronym is SS, as you can read in the Wikipedia linked here. Yeah, but again, there might be another meaning behind it. But again, yeah, anyway, something to do, But I think there's enough threads to see something was going on. And I'm sad. Maybe I wrote it down in my notes or something like that in regards to the SS. I don't know. That's the problem. You have a tendency to open a lot of things and reading about the things here and there. And it's pretty overwhelming how much things there are to research and try to... that's the Bavarian Beacon, which is run from a former Catholic. Vatican fake news, Exegil. I would think it would be one of these, but apparently I can't remember which one. I thought I actually did search on it. Again, maybe I put it in my notes. Here we have in regards to the Aviv Bali, which is also something I think I'm getting it straight now, and there's a lot of other people doing research. Is wonderful. By the way, I don't need that anymore. I have gotten that package, which of course was a he sent me a wrong item, but I have gotten the package now. He couldn't find it in the place that I needed it. He couldn't find it. So in regards to Nisan, that is in regards of the Hebrew calendar and the Syrian calendar month. That was something in regards of interest in regards of that. I guess one of the wonderful things in regards to these places, like you know, researching in regards to the Aviv Barlet and all that, is that there are people interested in the same thing, and doing research as well. What did happen? Let's see if we can go back. So that's at least nice, and I haven't been banned from that channel. They you know, so that's nice. You know, there's so many Christian places I've been banned from, you know, or kicked out. At least proclaiming Christians, you know. So it's nice to find a place that you are actually in some sense welcomed. That's nice. And again, people having the same interest, and you can just see that people are trying to and I guess, you know, Satan tries to sow confusion on these forums as well, but I guess it's harder for him when there are more lights out there knowing things. It becomes harder for him to actually deceive us, and sometimes you're just, you know, I was in, like yesterday I was in error, and very nicely that people actually I found, you know, I had trouble apparently counting to 50. It's so terrible. Oh, and I was excusing the others for not being able to calculate. Oh, and it was me, and it's just so horrible. But you know, I found out, so I was corrected on this thing. That's very nice. I was like, oh yeah, I see it now. What am I doing? You know. Totally wrong, you know. So it's just always nice to be corrected, and that's what it's wonderful, you know. Always nice to be corrected when you are in the wrong, you know. So, but then of course there's those that just wants to confuse you and make fun of you, or, you know, try to make some, you know. I guess there are some people out there that seems to, let's see if they, you know, these Christians will fall for this or something like that, you know. So let's see here what we have here. That's in regards of Christianity, not sure. Anyway, there's a lot to read, I guess, you know. Oh, that was the chicken cartilage. That was, you know, they had some, that was some picture of where they had, but I think actually it was fried, some of it, and of course we don't want fried things. But it was very interesting. I've heard, you know, for example, where they gave some cartilage things to people, and they actually became, you know, they became better in regards of their joints. So now you can buy some powder from them, but you know, if you can just eat it, you know, that's as you can see here is the cartilage from chickens. And apparently they just eat it as is, apparently. And I guess, you know, I wouldn't have a problem, because I pretty much, you know, the bone from the chicken, you know, there's usually some cartilage on that, and I usually eat that, and that's pretty good. It's a little chewy, but that's pretty good. Now this seems like it's actually pretty, you know, but I think it's fried, and it's a no-go if it's fried. But you know, it looks tasty, you know. I think it would be pretty tasty, but again, fried food is a no-go. Here we have some more cartilage, fried chicken cartilage. Again, you know, fried chicken, you know, just the fried, we keep away from the fried. Here we have some of the things where they actually sell cartilage. The feet of the chicken, as I understand, is actually also cartilage. So when you make bone broth, you can put chicken feet in the, you know, in the broth to get all the good cartilage out from it. I guess this seems pretty good. It doesn't seem fried in regards of this. Is that cartilage? I guess it is, in some kind of it would be interesting. It's a little hard to actually go back, apparently. It's a little slow here. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, got too much back. Okay. But I might actually also have set it on 60 frames. Of course, it probably won't be running 60 frames. But I guess it will try. I think I did set it right. But it would be interesting if one could buy, you know, chicken cartilage and just make some food out of it. If that is actually good for the bones and all that. And, you know, if you just need a little every day, you know, one could just do that. As I understand it, they were just given was like teaspoon of cartilage every day or something like that. The veterinarian was talking about, and it absolutely helped them. And I'm like, okay, well then just eat some cartilage each day, right? But I do wonder if you can actually find it anywhere to pay it. And of course, it, you know, the chickens must not be slaughtered to Satan, of course. So, but you know, at least we don't throw the cartilage out, you know. Let's see here. Nope. Let's see in regards of, we have the video resolution for 1080p, and the video quality I've set to 12 mega, I think it's megabit per second, and frames 60 frames. But again, I don't think it will run 60 frames on YouTube, because it has a way, if it can't follow along, it will just drop it. But it is using much more upload than usual. I'm usually having it on auto. I do wonder in regards to the video resolution, if what, I can't remember if I actually make it more, what if it actually probably harder for the mobile, of course, but I don't know how much slower it would become. But you know, knowing how much it upload now, and again, there should be a lot more room. Oh, well, how much was it that I had in regards of the speed here? Let's see. Let's try to test it and see how much it will. That's megabit per second, and again we have kilobyte. That's the thing, you need to... Uh-oh. The camera went down. That's the upload. The upload seems to have been a little lower this time, and maybe it's because it's actually using already. No thanks. So transmitted 4.66 megabit per second. I had some converter in regards to the browser someplace. But you know, very interesting. Again, I don't know if one could actually get this somewhere. It was also very interesting in regards of lamb fat as well, where they made some lamb fat over the fire. Apparently some sheep has like a fat tail. It would be interesting. Here we have some powder thing, collagen powder. You know, why not just have a tasty dish in regards of collagen, you know? And just get it, you know, if the body needs it, you know. I do wonder in regards of the bones as well, because as I understand it, if you use vinegar and put bones in the vinegar, it will absorb the hard thing of it. And I wonder, can you then just eat the bones afterwards, you know? Because it said that the bones consist of many minerals. So if the bones consist of many minerals that is needed for making bones, well, couldn't you just eat those? You know, put them in vinegar and just eat them afterwards when the, you know, I do wonder. So let's see here. Something to try out, I guess. There are many things to try out. lots of things to try out. Let's see here. Converter, there we go. And how much was it? Was like 4, something like that. I think it was like 4. Let's see. Let's just take 4, then the small one, you know. So that's 500 kilobyte per second, and it's probably more. It's just probably because it's already using bandwidth that it got so low. I had some other numbers that I put in when I tested it, but you know, even if it's only this is a big K up there, but it should still stand for kilobyte. So you have around 200 kilobyte in regards to the upload here, and it has 500 kilobytes. It says that is total, but again, it seems to be there's a much more bandwidth, so it shouldn't be a problem, at least running the 3G, you know. So that's nice. So wow, you know, I don't need more, you know. 3G seems to be the best radiation wise, and in regards of connection. You know, I haven't had any problem in regards to the connection yet, right? It hasn't said, oh, you have a problem with the connection. And now it's around 100. Oh, okay, 200. Okay. Anyway, that's something to try out in regards of the chicken cartilage. Maybe oh yeah, and the chicken bone. Oh yeah. Maybe I should see if we can just text memo. Okay, there we go. So we have, what's the keyboard? Okay, chicken bone. I actually have one of these. There we go. I see. As chicken bones in vinegar. I don't know what else, but I still have some. It seems I had some problems with the other vinegar I bought, where I would, you know, the body would. But it seems like I haven't really had any problems. I don't know if it's after I put all the vitamins in me or something like that, but I still have some fat that I need to try to eat and see if I can actually, because I know that fat was made where there was vinegar in the broth. But it was also usually when I drank the broth. Again, I'm still not sure which actually did it. You know, it's the investigation of it, I guess. If it was the vinegar, maybe because the bones was a little old, I don't know. Anyway, chicken bones in vinegar, can they be eaten? Can they be eaten? Afterwards? What? There we go. Because as I understand it, they would just be, you know, really, you know, they won't have any structure to it. You know, usually we will be able to snap them, but if you put them in vinegar, as I understand it, it will just become, you know, loose. And as I understand it, that is actually made of all the other minerals, because the vinegar breaks down the, what's like the calcium or something like that in the bones. And then you have the rest of the minerals that is still needed for making strong bones and all that. So I'm thinking if the minerals are in there, maybe you can just eat those, you know. Chicken bones in vinegar, can they be eaten afterwards? Yeah. It might not sound that, you know, good, but, you know, if it works, it works. I do wonder if there's other things that you could use in replacement of vinegar, because there would still be vinegar in the bone, I guess. Maybe you could use some water to get the vinegar out of the, you know, I don't know. But of course I would need to find a vinegar that I can actually, you know, get or use without getting, you know, bumps on my, or breakouts on my fingers. Chicken bones in vinegar, can they be eaten afterwards? And we have chicken cartilage. Cartilage. I'm not sure how to spell it. Cartilage. That's wrong. Cartilage for eating. You know, if one could find a place where you could actually buy them, without actually being, the chickens must not be slaughtered to Allah. But and that of course makes things a little more difficult. There we go. Let's see if we can find the colleges. Or maybe I had it actually on the computer. There we go. Okay. See here. Uh-oh. I'm also, in regards to the SD card, I was worried in regards to the data, if it was actually fast enough and all that, and that seems to be no problem either. But you heard about things where the SD card is said to not be fast enough, and then apparently you can lose some of the information, as I understood. But that didn't seem to be a problem. See, colleges, let's see. Cartilage. It's a subject that I don't really know much about. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of things I don't even know the words of. And we don't really eat anymore. Like the sheep fat, which is called tallow, or well, in Danish it's like tal or telle. So we have two words of it. You can't buy it in the shops. You can buy pig fat, but that's not. Why can't we buy sheep fat or cow fat in the shops? That's just weird. Anyway, chicken bones and vinegar, can they be eaten afterwards? Yeah, I'll see, because I tried that in regards of eggs shells, and the thing is, I was breaking out, and it was every time I was drinking the vinegar. So I think the problem was the vinegar. I do not know if it was that kind of a sort of apples that I was maybe breaking out of. I don't remember breaking out in regards of the other apple vinegar I usually bought over the internet. But I might try to buy that again, just a small bottle, and see if I actually break out in regards of that. I don't need that much just to try a bone from a chicken or something like that. I must say, I'm not sure if the apple vinegar is actually strong enough to take all the because I put the eggs, I put egg shells down in the vinegar to try to make a solution where there would have been minerals in it, in regards to the calcium and all that. But the vinegar really didn't take all the eggshells, and I pretty much threw it out because I had problems with my fingers, and as I understand it, it was the vinegar. Again, I could just make a test of it, but I'm going to try to use the fat and see if I get a reaction from the fat, because it was made of the vinegar. But I think pretty much it was the vinegar. And again, maybe it was just the wrong kind of apples. I don't know. Or maybe they have been doing something to it that I don't know. So chicken bones and vinegar, can they be eaten afterwards? And chicken cartilage for eating? Yup. That's two things. And of course, and then fixing it with ashes. So we have ashes for the salt, or mixing in the salt. Mixing in salt. I guess the ashes will also give it a color, the salt. Like when you see black salt, well, where it's actually standard salt mixed with some kind of coal or volcano ashes or something like that. I guess it maybe is a little of the same. That would be interesting to try out. And again, as I understand it, the Romans used it also to get some flavor in the meat, or when they wanted a little. So that might be interesting to again, if it's actually can give some minerals. Okay, so it's still running 263, I think, again, a kilobyte. Let's try to retest it. Well, the download is more than I need for sure. Here we have the upload, now running around 5. Let's see what it goes to. But again, the video is running, so you have to, oh well, 3.84. But again, you know, it's still more than. But of course, this should be running when it's not running in regards to the camera mode here. So it's, So I do wonder how long this program will actually work before the version doesn't, won't work with YouTube or something like that. But as far as, I'll just continue to use it, I guess, until there was some other programs. I found a program that was actually free, but I didn't download it and I didn't try it out, but it was free from ads and all that. I don't know why I didn't just download it, but to try it out, now that the other program now costs money and all that. Let's see here if it works, if it wants to come. It seems a little slow. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so it was already in there. Again, the mobile, of course, is a little slower when it's recording, not a big surprise there. Well, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Let's see, download pending, great. So now it's going to download that. That's probably going to be pretty quick. So, there we go. Where did I put on my glasses? There we go. It's very sad that I broke them, because they were, they were pretty good, Some of the times it just breaks, natural without actually, you can see the pretty much, it's loading apparently. Having some problems. There we go. It's broken over here and it's broken over here. And I think it was natural. I'm not entirely sure, but sometimes they just break natural because they're cheap, but these actually was pretty good, there was nothing in regards of breaking or anything, they're still working pretty good. So I'll see if I can find, but I can't remember where I bought them. I think I bought them down here, but not, it would be nice to, they're not, pretty nice, they're not that bad, These I bought because I couldn't find anyone else. They're just huge, I don't really like them. It's just, but in any case, I just bought them so I can see, that was the important thing. But they are pretty big, and just, it's just, these are better. They already broke. I had glued it, and apparently the glue didn't hold up. Well, so now you get into a lot of these problems with. That's very sad, because they worked pretty good, and looked pretty nice. Was pretty, was cheap and all that. So I'll see if I can find, some kind of the same thing again. I think they were minus 150 and these are minus 125. So the vision is getting worse as time goes. So well, oh, I thought the glue would actually work. I gave it pretty, gave it a good amount, not. Oh well, I'll have to try that again then. It's, I don't understand, because this, it should be pretty good clue, Nope, apparently not. Let's take the other ones on then. Yeah. So why do you have so big glasses on? Well, so I can see you. Oh well. Oh, mean in English, take your writing to the next level. Oh yeah. Well, I have a lot of things to look into, so it doesn't really seem to listen, and if there's always something to do, always. It's like a never ending, you know, in the search of health and all that. That's and trying to find out what is wrong and all that. But again, if we're not, of course, if we're not giving the body the minerals it needs, of course something is going to break. And we have, are derived minerals harmful? I do wonder what that is about. Oh, that's longevity, young official. Might be another website. We can see it loading and uploading still. And there we go. Now it begins to see. It's only 40 upload at the moment. Are derived minerals harmful? And I don't know in regards to what derived minerals, what do they mean in regards to derived. Let's see, derived. Let's see if we can look it up. So now I have like 4 programs that I don't want Google to update. And I actually looked into it, and I thought you could actually, I said one of my other videos that I said that they actually have made a feature so you could do it, you know, so it doesn't update. But I was seeing wrong. You can't do it. So if you want to say to it update all, well, it will update all. And it's just you know, you apparently can't say you don't want to, you know, so you need to pretty much just update the ones that you want over time. So you need to push all the buttons in regards to the typical craziness in regards of what happened here of yeah, you know, they don't do what the users, you know, they don't make it easy. It's like in Linux, you have total control. Now, of course, this is in some sense, but you don't have control over it. It's locked. And thereby, you know, I've seen some say, well, it's not Linux because Linux is open. And if you have locked it down, it's not Linux. I'm not sure you can actually say that because, you know, in regards of Linux, you might have some users and you still might have an administrator running the things, right? So, and that would still be Linux, right? Derived. But I do understand in regards of the idea of Linux is that you have full control, that you can do whatever you want. Okay, formed or developed from something else, not original. The belief that classes and organizations are secondary and derived. Okay, let's go back. Oh, we lost it again. Can I help you? No, I'm just 161. Okay, there we go. Why are there assumed harmful metals like aluminum or cadmium or lead and arsenic in longevities? Oh, why is it? Get away from me. You know, I guess that's in regards of sales. You know, people are always, you know, money. Anyway, metals like aluminum, cadmium, lead and arsenic in longevities, plant source materials. And he says we got questions about the minerals often, so this should shed some light on or insight on the matter of how the minerals are acquired for these fantastic products. Okay, let's go by in regards of colloidals and all that. Okay, well, I guess at some point I'll read that more. Let's see here. I have more frequently asked questions here and there, and I do have a lot of questions as well. I should probably again write them down. And we have more in regards of chicken cartilage. And something in regards of God, the Syrian calendar equivalent. Apparently I have equivalent here. That should be pretty easy to understand. Why? Equivalent? Equal in force, amount. Equal in force, amount, or value. Also equal in area or volume, but not superposible. Like in signification or import, having logical equivalence. corresponding or virtual identical expression in effect or function. Obsolete, equal in might or authority. Having the same chemical combining capacity. Well, this is in regards of equal, of course. I'm not sure why I have that up. Then we have more in regards of calendars, Babylonian calendars. Have something. Oh, in regards of cookbooks, I was looking into in regards. It would be interesting to, looking into the knowledge of the past. It would be interesting to look at some of the old cookbooks before the world went astray or went into lunacy. In regards of, some of the ways in cooking in the old days. So I was looking into that. Might be interesting to look into at some point. But again, you see there's huge amount of topics out there. And the thing is, if people had, it shouldn't be necessary to do these things. I should have known all the things. But apparently we have just, phew. It's just, oh, here we have in regards to the Geneva Bible, what they were discussing in regards to the Geneva from 1560 versus the 1599. And again, at least some of the places, it seems the King James Version is in error, where the Geneva Bible has it correct. And it's just interesting because the King James Version came after the Geneva Bible, and yet it makes these errors where it is said there were so many that translated the King James Bible, but of course maybe it's later. It could of course be later, later things that where they have. But I have you could go back to the origin. I haven't gone back to the original to see if they actually have the issues there. So I guess it is a possibility that it was added later on, these errors, but I think it would, this most likely that it has been there from the beginning. But here they talk a little about the King James and the Geneva. Wasn't it actually? No, apparently not. It was just a smaller. I do wonder why I still have that open. I thought I had read all of it. That's a little slow here. Now it's actually only uploading like 39 kilobytes. Oh, it's going up to 130 now. 50, sorry. Oh, it's slow. It's... Well, so enough to do for sure. Then I was looking in regards to the Bilderberg list. It would be nice if, I'm not sure if there's any, that probably is like websites where they have all the list, or all the release list of the Bilderberg list, because that was something I was interested in looking into. And as I understand it, Bilderberg goes back to Rome, as far as I understand it, and there was an invitation for a cardinal. Well, they're just coming out in the open now. The wolves hidden in the bushes are just coming into, more and more into the open, because the people in our days are just, they don't care, or they're totally deceived, or whatever, So I had something I wanted to look into in regards to that, but again, there's so many things to look into. It doesn't really stop. It just continues and continues and continues, And again, just think about it, that some of these people living in the, in the past actually was being taught these things in school, or the women would know in regards of nutrition, keeping their family healthy, and in regards of survival and all that, and the people would know probably more than we know today, funny enough, in regards of these things, in regards to the Antichrist, the Bible, in regards of nutrition, and yeah, oh, the fat is, let's see if we can find some fat. Here we go. This is fat from the lamb. Well, again, the fat taste, it tastes more like, you know, the pig flesh thing. I'm not sure what it's called. You know, where it's just totally, and you have the fat, and then you have the pig skin. You know, that's something that a lot of Danish eats a lot of. You know, in regards of, I don't know why we are eating it when there's probably other ways of doing something of the same kind, but you know, and we proclaim ourselves to be a Christian country, yet we're eating pig flesh. That just seems to, you know, well, if we are actually Christians, maybe we should begin to act a little like it, you know, I guess, you know, like stop eating unclean meat and stop eating things that are sacrificed to false gods, you know, like Allah and all that. And this country is just terrible what they are, you know, doing. Oh, we're just falling into it all. Anyway, so don't think I have much more. I think I'm going to make some hearts. You know, I could eat some some meat now, and I think some hearts would, you know, on the or maybe some eggs or hearts. Maybe I could make both. You know, some eggs and a heart. Yeah, that might be. I don't know. Yep. Anyway, I tried this, and it's interesting to see in regards to the upload, now that I can see on the mobile what is going on with the upload and the download. That's very interesting to see if I'm actually having a bottleneck or not, and it doesn't seem like I have a bottleneck just running 3G. And that's the thing I thought I had, so I went to 4G when I was making videos, which is a lot more radiation as far as I can see on the tool that I have, you know, in regards of this tool that I borrowed from a friend, and yeah, it's down in the yellow, and as I understand it, if it's around here, something like that, it's actually where was it? Well, it's still, you know, just sitting here with it. It's up in the red at the moment. But still a lot less than, oh, here we go, 31, 30, 50, but it's up in the red sometimes, now in the yellow, but still a lot less than the 4G. Oh, that's actually got up to 283. Still, it's no, it's still, I can get pretty high over here. I guess the sensor is around here, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's on the back or something like that, but here in the bottom it just seems to, oh, now it's low again, now it got up again. In any case, it's lower than the 4G, so that's the point of it. Let's see if I get over here. It's still yellow, so I'm in the yellow zone with my head. Let's see how long we're actually going to. Well, actually, it's still yellow. There's no green zone, so I guess there's a lot of radiation, but because there's no green zone. 2 seconds. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's just red. I guess this is just the natural in regards of being in the yellow. I just remember it was just green. Let's 2 seconds. Let's see here. It's green here. I got a green. Oh. Maybe it's actually much more affecting the whole room as far as it seems to be yellow all the places. When I went into my bedroom, it's green, you know. So the painting is absolutely working. It's so wonderful. It's nice to see that the painting that I've used a lot of time, you know. But now, of course, we're getting kicked out of this place. But I used some special painting. Mobile painting, and apparently it's absolutely working. You know, this goes to the green at the moment you enter the room, so there doesn't seem to be much radiation in that room. At least that's the best place in the whole, you know, place that I have here, not having much radiation. But of course I need to move soon, and who knows what that will well, I'm not sure when, but oh well, would be nice with a small, like a place with like 30 square meters or something like that. 30 square meters, just a small place, you know, easy to clean and all that, not too big and all that, and cheap as well would be nice. But of course they're just making things bigger and, you know, more expensive. That's insanity, you know. Oh well, I don't think I have much more. I got to test this, and that was pretty much it. Yeah. Have a good one, all of you. I'll stop it now, and may Jehovah bless you, and may Yeshua be that precious pearl, and may the Spirit of truth, the Holy Spirit, be in us all. Amen.